One world, one crew.
This is to everybody out there. This is the One Crew podcast. I'm Matthias. Sitting next to me on my left, even though you cannot see him, it's Dylan. And,
Hell yeah.
We're just out here some savages, some savages like everyone who we hope listens to this. It's got that right mentality.
Hell yeah. That's the whole idea behind it. We want to spread the message of just being great, sticking together with everybody, and having a great old time with it.
Yeah, we obviously the connotation of saying just the word savage might sound a little bit negative, but it's more about sort of the right mindset of looking for the best in yourself, looking for the best in others.
Absolutely.
And just as a big part of it is just being individuals. The reason we're calling it the One Crew podcast is because we're really just all in this together, and
Yes.
this big game that is life.
Mm-hmm.
We're just we're all playing the same game, and sometimes it's you gotta think about what type of player you want to be.
Right. And I think right now, as in this day and age, with us being, just coming up into our lives, I'm 20 years old.
22, and
22.
today is November 8th, 2020 is when we're recording this.
So we're just really trying to let everybody know that while you're coming up and growing up and still trying to figure yourself out, you don't have to be negative or anything like that. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different things, how to be like positive and all of this stuff. It's going to be that type of podcast. We're going to be talking about bringing us together as people, and through that, how can we do that, right? And we're going to explore a lot of different opportunities and a lot of different options throughout whenever we record and talk, me and Matthias, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of things. It's mainly about that mindset, though. We're gonna explore how to get to that mindset in several different ways, but it's all about growth. I think that's a big part of it.
Growth.
It's and to be open to growth, you gotta be open to change, and you gotta be open to a lot of things. You gotta be able to understand that we're all sort of in this journey where you just gotta keep on learning, keep on learning. Gotta become better. With
And speaking of that, move the mic a little bit closer to yourself, because it seems like you're not getting picked up as much.
Hello.
And that's one thing we want to be straight up and honest. This is our first time really being like we've been fiddling with this for a little bit, but now we're pulling the trigger and starting to really record some stuff and put it out to you all. So just want to be fully transparent with that. This is just us talking about how to grow, and we're growing right alongside with you. So some of the things that we're going to be talking about is really it's not necessarily for anybody. I don't know exactly where to go with that, but this is just for anybody who wants to grow and to change their lifestyle and get better.
Yeah.
And the one thing that we really love to hammer on is that change is good. Me and Matthias.
Change is an opportunity for growth.
Yes. Every situation that changes, it's always going to be good, no matter what, simply because it's changing you. And that interaction is
people
perfect.
People get this bad idea about Homo sapien, the Neanderthals, or not Homo. I can't remember the correct Latin nomenclature.
I think you're right, Homo sapiens or something like that. Yeah,
it's a Homo sapien, but I'm pretty sure it's Homo Neanderthal. Now that I think about it, but it's They weren't this like giant humans who were stupider than Homo sapiens, which is what we are.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually had a bigger brain cavity. The reason why Homo sapien was able to beat them is that Homo sapien was smaller, so it had a more difficult time, and it used the difficulty to grow. So started using more advanced weaponry, started using more advanced stuff.
Right.
Life is always gonna kick you down.
Oh,
There's always gonna be something in life that is gonna make it more difficult, more hard on you, and it's never fair. Life is never fair, but it's your opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
It's your opportunity to take that bad shit and make something good out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to someone, and they were telling me that that if somebody got maimed, like that would just 100% ruin their life. But there's a lot of people who, when they do get maimed, they lose this capability they once had. Instead of becoming handicapped, they become handy-capable. They adapt to it.
Right. And they choose to take the opportunity and grow instead of allow that situation to fester and ruin their mindset.
You gotta overcome.
Absolutely. And that's just this first episode. We're just kind of rattling on a little bit. I don't know how long we're gonna be rattling on, but we just want to take the opportunity to share our image of the world and how me and Matthias we think me and Matthias got a pretty good back and forth, and we think that it's going to be a pretty good clash of thoughts and thought processes. So I'm excited to keep on doing this and seeing how we're going to grow. Grow with this, dude. That's what I know, but it's just that's what I'm saying. That's what it's all about. We're just growing right alongside with everybody, and we want to make sure that it's not just we're not just like talking. Like we are also real life people who can communicate and talk to you. So whatever is going on.
Yeah, if there's some difficulty going on with your life, wherever we end up posting this on, we're gonna put an email address.
Yeah, talk to us.
Send us messages.
Yeah, because this is we just want to make sure everybody knows that situations happen, and it's not even some therapy shit or whatever you want to call it, right? You want to go to a shaman or whatever those things are called. This stuff is normal. Life happens. The ups and the downs are gonna come, and it's you have a brain, and that simple fact is the most beautiful thing in the fucking world, because you are able to choose.
You are able to choose.
You are able to choose, and that is insane to think about when you really break everything down. And that's we just spreading messages,
So when we're talking about every individual and all that kind of stuff, our political views are completely askew, I would say, probably. But a big thing that we both hold together is that individual rights and the individual values that one person truly
absolutely
holds.
Morals.
Yeah.
Morals.
And it's all up to the individual. It's if you live your life in a morally right path. I'm a Buddhist, and I think I've talked to you a little bit about Buddhism.
Yes.
I'm a lay disciple. I don't practice a lot of the more crazy stuff. Well, not necessarily crazy compared to some religions.
Right.
But the point is, I'm not super indoctrinated into this. Just gotta follow the routine. But the sort of idea of living a path by Buddhist beliefs, of the Eightfold Path, and trying to just be morally righteous in your actions,
right?
That shows you a lot of the power that you have as an individual.
Yeah, right.
It's all about what you can do. Like if you see something bad happening and you look around, you shouldn't be looking around. You should just grab your phone and you should at least be
Right.
calling.
Right.
You should be spreading the message. You should be
Getting
doing
help.
what your capabilities are to make the situation better.
Mm-hmm. And that's just like a lot of people in that situation. They're just maybe not like a lot of people, right? But I feel like a lot of people look at it and they're like, somebody else will handle it, and that's like there's an effect. There's a word.
It's the standby. Is the stand? I think it's the standby like phenomenon.
Yeah.
Where if there's a bunch of people watching something bad occur,
And they all
assume someone else is gonna call.
Yeah.
And it is sort of like it's this effects that happen to humans because we are social creatures. You know? So like I was listening to another podcast earlier with Jordan Peterson. Here's where he talks about is that a lot of people look at the Nazis, for example, and they go, "Oh, I could never be a Nazi." But you really got to put yourself in that situation where you don't know what's going on. And before you know it, you're a standby involved in this thing that it is horrible, and you don't realize that you're allowing something to happen which is negative that you could be changing. And it's because you don't look at yourself that way.
Yeah. Speaking a lot to motherfuckers nowadays, Yeah. That's a lot, dude. That's crazy. I never would, like, I never just thought of it. Like, I never thought about, like, the army in that situation. Like, they're just dudes.
They're just people.
They're just people, dude.
There's this
I
thing.
forget that
a
lot. Holy cow. That's fucked up.
But it's important to remember that they're just people in the same sense that you and me.
Yeah.
We're just people.
Right.
We're just, you put us under a lot of duress. You put us under a lot of stress. People gotta react in certain ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But talking about that, it's we want to spread the message of you have to look at yourself in a negative light, but at the same time you gotta use that to grow.
Rookie.
I'm gonna silence this.
Rookie.
Yeah.
It's all right. That's good. That's like we said. Rookie, amateur
guys.
hours.
I'm sorry, amateur hours.
It's okay. That happens.
Won't happen again though. Gotta use that opportunity for growth.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Speaking about everything that's going on now, man, it looks like we're gonna have our first black Asian descended person in office. The Vice President Kamala Harris, which I personally do not like her prosecuting record, but I still think it's important that she's reaching this echelon of power.
She did hit a milestone. I don't really care too much for nowadays politics. Nothing like I wouldn't say that they like don't matter or anything like that. But I really would say that I'm starting to just look at it as it's all just a joke.
It is kind of a joke, man, when you look at this.
I would say. I want to say this. Based off of like the electoral college map, because that's like the only thing that I really looked at, was like tracking to see who would win, right? Because that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
It really does look like a civil war is gonna happen. It's the East and the West is all blue, and the center is straight up red. And it's like, this shit is scary. I don't like the idea of it, and that's why I don't think that our government is the right idea. And I think, we should probably take like a different episode for it, right? To really dive in. Dive in. We should kind of structure that conversation, but it's just a lot. And I think it's a big old facade for what was really about to happen on some conspiracy theories type shit. Yeah, for real. Because it's just like, it doesn't actually make any sense, Just like Trump and Joe. Like, okay. Sure, they're the two. They are the two. Like, really, this is what we had to do? Like, we had to choose from Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and fucking Donald Trump, and now we had Trump and fucking Biden. Like, I've got no issues with Biden personally, I don't think. Like, don't really keep up on it. That's one thing, too.
He is old to the point that it would be difficult to hold a conversation
Except
with him.
he's so damn old, and he is so out of touch with real reality. Like, how we deal with shit. Like, people who are growing up and dealing with the internet and all this fucking crazy shit, he has no idea. He just doesn't have any actual...
Have you ever heard senators when they put them... you ever watch C-SPAN and they bring the CEOs of this multi-billion-dollar corporations run by 20-year-olds who have created this empire, and the senators start asking them questions about the technology, and you're just like, holy schnitzels.
They're just talking crazy shit.
They don't know. They don't understand it. They don't understand social media. They don't understand Facebook. They all have social media and Facebook, even the old ones, but it's all just run by younger people.
Right. Yeah.
Like, they physically do not understand how to operate this cell phones.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. Almost
And
like we should have an age limit.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I don't understand how Trump, how old is he? He's in his 70s, isn't he?
Yeah, I believe he's 74, and
That's what I was
Biden
thinking.
it's either 78 or 79.
So these dudes are almost reaching their 80s, and they're like rich as fuck. So they're so out of touch with reality of like what's actually happening nowadays to the modern worker. The people who fucking just get out of high school, aren't going to college, or are in college and they're fucking drowning in debt now. It's like there's so many things that just don't add up.
Yeah, it's also important to note that during their generation, they could get a job at a McDonald's, and they could support a family almost.
Mm-hmm.
The way inflation worked back then, and the way everything was priced, it was completely different.
Mm-hmm. It's just I don't think that the president should exist.
Seems kind of like we shouldn't give one person all the power.
I don't think that there should be like 3 checks and balances. I don't think that makes any sense. I don't necessarily have a plan, but if I had to say it, I'm gonna probably just be like, no government.
No government is dangerous, though, man. We can't have no government. People
But why not?
All right, let's. Okay, so the way the government works is It's a social contract. We give the government certain rights, and they protect our remaining rights. That's
right.
That's what people don't realize. So if Trump or if Biden starts taking more of people's rights, the people have the responsibility to rise up and demand their rights back. Mm-hmm. But if we have no government, there's no one who guarantees your rights but yourself, which is good when everybody's on the right mentality, which is what this podcast is about, getting that right mentality.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of people out there who
do not have that right mentality.
Don't have that mentality.
And they will murder you and steal your whole fucking
they'll
shit.
They'll just murder you.
Yeah.
It's and also we say murder you and all that, but it's a good thing to be able to murder somebody. Like it might sound negative when you put it like that.
Nah, but
it is a good thing to be capable of defending yourself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. In this day and age, you gotta know how to do something. Some sort of defense mechanisms, or at least, be fit enough.
Yeah, I always think that whenever these problems occur with I don't know.
Right. I agree. We need to be offering certain things, but when
we need to be offering people the opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I just wish it was more mainstream for women to be. Like tough, yeah, just fucking tough, because there's nothing hard, there's nothing else to say other than you just gotta be fucking tough. In my opinion,
women are Women are tough to a certain degree,
No, absolutely. That's true. There's no doubt about that.
but it really has the way our civilization has evolved and become. It is pretty clear that women are supposed to be princesses and men are supposed to be the guys in armor fighting. So a lot of women do follow that cultural norm.
Right. But I would actually argue that, like, since about, like, 2015, probably a bit before, it's starting to shift. There's been, like, not much change, but it's like, I guess I'd say, like, the different sexualities and all that shit with, what is it called? LGBTQ,
LGBTQ.
whatever that is
The
called.
people who took 20% of the alphabet, yeah.
Yeah, whatever that is. That stuff has become a lot more norm, and that's like good. And there's no problem with that, but it's like, I wouldn't say that anymore. I wouldn't say the cultural norm is for the man to be super big and tough and a woman to be like super fine princess.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that anymore.
I will say, I'll agree with that there's been certainly a push towards that, but I'll say most of the imagery still sort of remains that way.
Yeah, with like the TV and all that shit.
Yeah, TV, the sign.
Which is all this stuff is like, we're gonna have to talk about it in an episode, in like in a soon episode.
Well, we also were talking about social media earlier. We're the first generation that has experienced this like change in social media, and it changes how people's brains develop.
Yeah, there's so much shit that we're gonna be talking about that we wanna get people hip on and really let you all know. If you don't know, then you gonna know.
But getting back more on topic, talking about growing, cold showers. You do cold showers?
No, I could not do that, dude.
You should do cold showers, man.
What the fuck? No.
You should. Everybody who's listening should try it. You start warm and you just slowly bring down the temperature. You want to take your time with it. You don't want to just go into a cold shower, but you slowly bring down the temperature until it feels pretty cool.
Dude.
And then you just sit there for a moment. You just let your body cool down. You gotta make yourself uncomfortable, man. It's the only way to grow.
I'll give
cold
it a shot.
Showers. You gotta try it.
I'll give it a shot.
Dylan earlier told me about affirmation. Basically, what he does is he looks into a mirror and he proclaims who he is.
Yeah, dude. Straight up. That's what, like, if you don't know, I don't know how to explain an affirmation is. It's just like a little thing that you do for yourself that kind of, like, for me, it just kind of rejuvenates myself to my mind. But straight up, whenever I'm in the morning, I don't hop straight in the shower. I get naked and I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I'm doing my fucking bland. And I just say that over and over and over. And whatever it does, it just literally, you just look at yourself and be confident that you are who you are, and that accepting it is just gonna be the only way.
Yeah, you gotta accept yourself, and then you figure out how you can make yourself change and grow. But you gotta accept yourself.
Absolutely, acceptance is one of the only things, not like the only things, but one of the first and most important things that you're gonna have to.
People gotta do, yeah.
Yeah.
But I started doing that and I liked it. It's I don't do it every day yet, and I usually only do it naked from my shirt down. I usually just take off my shirt.
Dong out, bro. Dong out, bro. I'm telling you.
Dong out, bro.
I'm telling you, you gotta like look, like if you guys are listening, dong out, look at the damn mirror and just accept it. Just accept it. You gotta stare at yourself and like analyze yourself. Just do it, and just like, cause you're gonna like, for me personally, I was just staring at myself, and you're gonna get to the point where you start to overanalyze and like nitpick. But then if you keep on staring at yourself, you realize that it's like, I'm just standing here and I still haven't changed and nothing's happened, but I've made myself feel this way based off of my brain. And with that, you literally just flip it. And instead of focusing on the little nitty gritties, you just constantly say and focus, you're confident. I am who the fuck I am. And it works.
You don't let your body. So what he's saying is you don't let your body, how your body looks, control how your brain feels. You make how your brain feels control how your body acts.
Damn right. Literally.
He goes in there. He gets that mentality check in. And he goes, who the fuck am I? I know who the fuck I am.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, you got to say whatever your name is, motherfucking whatever your last name is, because it just does something fancy.
I have a very, very long name, so I'm going to be in there for a couple minutes. Hello, my name is Gustavo Escobar de las Cinco Rosas. I'm Hispanic, by the way, people. If you can't tell, I have a bit of an accent, and sometimes my words get a little mixed up.
Yeah. That's all right, though. It still sounds pretty good.
You'll never tell, though, that I am Hispanic. I'm well camouflage. Yeah. Don't worry about that.
Well, I think we're wrapping up. We're getting right up to 30 minutes.
Yeah, let's do 30 minutes. First, I feel like that's pretty good.
I think we got about a minute to wrap it up. So yeah. This is it, you guys. We're calling this the One Crew. Okay, guys, the One Crew. We're gonna be one crew, you guys. You guys just. We want to bring people together and really just spread that message of being that savage. And I know that there's obviously plenty of other podcasts like that, but we're joining in on the hype and we're sending it just like everybody else is. So you guys want to be part of this little community that we're trying to make, keep on listening. And please,
the One Crew.
Please talk to us. We are just a couple dudes. We're always happy to share our experiences and do whatever. So, yeah.
We're all just people.
Yeah, we're all just people looking to grow.
All right. Thanks for listening. If you made it this fucking far.
Yeah, dudes.
Ramblings of Madmen.
Hell yeah.
Hell fucking yeah.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
I like it.
Hell yeah.